All right, cool. So we are going to get started the same way that we normally do. I'm going to throw the playlist into the chat one more time here for everyone. We have a couple people coming in. There are 2 silent tracks at the beginning of this playlist. So as usual, I'll just have you hit play at the first track, which is a silent track, and then go to your mat, and we'll just start lying on our backs the way that we normally do. I also wanted to just say that this is going to be the last class where I'm going to do 100% of my donations to a charity. I need to start making this like a job where I have an income at some point. I love doing it, but I also have to look at the realities of life. But I'm super stoked because it's going to the National Lawyers Guild this week. We got a really generous donation already, and we have someone who is going to be matching our total proceeds. So I just get excited because I feel like we get to take the money that we all contribute and just having it like double. So it's like very, very cool to me. So thank you all so much for being here and supporting me throughout this. And I can't wait to like see how this grows and continues. Wow, I just am so happy to see all your faces. Hi. Okay, cool. Well, that's it. Let's go ahead and do the countdown for the playlist. I'm going to get mine set here on my phone, so we can all be on the same track, literally. All right, so we'll do 3, 2, 1, and then play. All right, we all set? 3, 2, 1, play. Cool. And then you can just find your way to your mat and just lay on your back. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we've got everyone muted here. Sweet. Yeah, so as you find your way into your back, I'm just going to encourage you as usual to find a shape that feels really comfortable for you. So if you're lying flat on your back and, like your low back or your shoulder blades have something to say about that, adjust your body so that you feel really good where you are. I like to bend my knees and bring the soles of my feet to the mat. I don't think that's a secret for anyone here. It just allows the low back to have a little bit more support. It also eases up on the pulling on the front of the hips. And because a lot of us are either spending a lot more time sitting now or a lot more time like running or biking now, it's that same muscle group that just tightens and tightens and tightens. So if you've got low back pain, it's not your fault. Just support yourself at the beginning and we'll work on stretching that out a little bit throughout class, okay? Yeah. And then fidget, right? Like if you are uncomfortable where you are, or if the mind feels really busy and the body can't slow down, give yourself a chance to fidget if you need to, right? This doesn't have to be so special here. Let it be an offering to yourself in the way that you honor what your body needs, right? So instead of trying to squeeze your body into shapes or experiences that you think you should be having, the invitation today is to start to shift the shapes and the experience so that it serves you as you are able to show up right here. And then once you're relatively comfortable, relatively at ease, I'm going to invite you to let your eyelids get heavy or even close. Yeah. And you might notice the quality of your breath here. Right, what it's like to feel it move in and out of the body. Notice how it feels in the nostrils, in the throat. Notice how it feels in the chest and in the belly, even out to the fingertips and the toes. Can we sense how the air feels on our skin when we breathe in fully and how it feels a little bit different when we breathe out? Right, inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. All right, full breath in here. And a nice long breath out. And then continue breathing in a way that serves you. Right? So you might continue with these extended inhales and elongated exhales. You might just fall back into a natural breath cycle. Or if there's something else that serves you better, then seek that. I've been thinking a lot this week about the word opportunity, right? And it's been, to be honest with you, kind of pissing me off because I think in the midst of all of this that's happening in the world, starting with the very beginning of this pandemic back in the beginning of March, it's like, oh, this is an opportunity. Like you should be taking advantage of this opportunity. And it felt like a ton of pressure. And I'm like, wait, what opportunity? I just, I just lost like everything that I thought I had. Doesn't really feel like an opportunity, if you know what I mean. And so I've been battling with that a lot and the pressures that come along with it that I'm perceiving as external, but are mostly just my internal pressures that I should be taking advantage of this like huge opportunity. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I've been grappling with this. And then this week, a friend of mine, Galen, here on the class, if you're joining me live, sent me a photo memory from a year ago, like what we were doing at the end of July in 2019. And I got caught, right? I got like really caught in nostalgia for a second because we were out at a restaurant. And man, there is a part of me that wishes that felt comfortable and that it felt safe and that we could be doing all of the things that we normally do. And I also looked at myself in this photo and I remember this weekend being like the most exhausting weekend of my life. I looked at my eyes in this picture and I just felt tired from head to toe, inside and out. There's this comedian and author that I follow named John Hodgman, and he always talks about nostalgia as a toxic impulse. Toxic impulse. Because if we are always comparing our now to the way things used to be, there's no room for innovation there, right? We can't look ahead. We can't use our imaginations. We can't conceptualize a world that is different from what we've already known. The other thing about nostalgia is that we tend to kind of erase the parts that are challenging, right? Those sort of in-between moments, those tired days, tired weekends. We see the peaks and we see those deep valleys. Nostalgia as a toxic impulse. And so as we work our way through this practice today, I'm going to invite you as best as you can to let go of the things that you think you should be doing because that's how you've done them before, or because that's how you saw someone else doing, or how you perceived that you think you should be acting. I'm going to invite you to let go of that. If today your practice looks like laying on your back the entire time because that's what's authentic to you, then do that. Seize that opportunity. Now, I'm not saying, right, that we need to change ourselves or that there's anything wrong with us, right? Of course, we're going to get stuck in nostalgia. Of course, we will occasionally get stuck in the past. And that's okay. I'm just saying that there's this opportunity here to witness when that happens, to add a little bit of mindfulness back into the equation. And there's a quote from Abraham Maslow that says, in any given moment, we have two options: to either step forward into growth or to step back into safety. And what I'm offering for today is that we can allow ourselves to rest in a place of safety and also pursue growth by paying attention. So kind of having our cake and eating it too here. Because if we are paying attention to what we are doing in the present moment, we're automatically growing. By focusing on where you are and noticing your experience, the growth is already happening. There is nowhere to get to. There is no opportunity that you need to pursue outside of where you are. So in this moment here on your mat, I'm going to invite you to start to explore a little bit, right? And explore what your body feels like by maybe stretching out a little bit bigger. You could reach your arms up overhead. You might just invite some movement into the extremities of your body, your fingers and your toes. But don't just do it because it's what you always do. Do it as an exploration, right? Almost like an experiment, a way to explore and to discover what you're dealing with. And as we pay closer attention, as we notice the details of everyday life, that's where the growth starts to happen. That's where the change occurs. If you are paying attention, you are growing. Take the next couple of breaths here to see what's happening in the side bodies. Yeah, maybe you extend your heels up to the ceiling. And in, let's say, 2 or 3 rounds of breath, we'll just gather our knees up into our chest and welcome ourselves into the present moment. Having our cake and eating it too here, right? Seizing the opportunity to just be as we are, to allow that growth to wash over us as part of our experience. Yeah, and once the knees are into the chest, we're gonna start to rock them from side to side, kind of massaging that low back here, noticing the experience that you're having. Yeah, and we breathe in and we breathe out. Nice. And then go ahead and bring both hands around your right knee and squeeze it in tightly. Right, extend that left heel high and then slowly lower the left leg all the way to the mat. Draw the right knee in a little bit closer here as you breathe in, and then supine twist. Nice and simple. Use the left hand to pull the right knee across the body. Stretch the right arm wide. And if this feels like a little bit too much on your low back, you can scoot the hips to the right a little bit. And that will release a little bit of the tension, release a little bit of the depth of this twist. It kind of just takes the back bend out of it, right? Once you find the twist that feels good, take your biggest breath in yet, right? So really fill up the lungs here and explore it from the inside out. And then exhale through the nose and soften around the edges. We're gonna roll back up to center, draw both knees into the chest, that little rock from side to side. And then bring both hands around your left knee here. Extend that right heel high and lower the right leg all the way to the ground. Let's squeeze the left knee in a little closer and find our supine twist. Right hand peels that left knee up and over. Left arm extends wide and maybe hips scoot to the left. Maybe gaze finds that left hand. But know that adding on more is not always going to be better. So instead, add on what's working. Add on what's interesting. Pay attention to where you feel that resistance and see if you can figure out why. Notice what it's like to take, again, that biggest, that best breath in right here. And then a long breath out. Inhale, roll back to center, bring your knees in with you. And then we'll take heels to the ceiling for legs up the wall, but hands behind the thighs. And knees can be as bent as you need or even just want them to be. Flex your toes back towards your face and let your eyelids get heavy if it's comfortable. Take a breath in here. And a breath out here. 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath in. And then breathe out, bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Scoot the heels in towards your body. And bring your palms face down by your sides. Now, before we even move on, I want you to think about squeezing your glutes in. So squeeze your butt cheeks in and then drive your knees forward and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Right, what we're looking for here is a long line from the front of the knees all the way down to the chest, and then a long line from the shoulder blades up towards the backs of the knees, right? So we're not looking for this big arc in our backs. We'll invite you to tuck your shoulder blades a little bit further underneath you and feel your chest lift. Yeah. In fact, bridge pose, we're not even thinking about the arc here from the backs of the knees down to the shoulders. We're looking for an arch between the shoulder blades. So feel that chest lift up towards the chin. Lift the chin away from the chest and then gently press at the back of your head. And then can you soften the jaw at the same time? Can we re-engage the glutes here? Take a big breath in. Hold, breathe out. Now inhale, lift up onto the toes, so heels off the mat. Don't forget about the glutes. Draw them in a little tighter, zip up the low belly, and then slowly lower the body down, drop the heels to the mat. Reach your arms up overhead, take a big breath in. Open mouth, sigh it out. Roll off to one side and find your way up to a seated position. Okay, and I'll invite you to find a cross-legged position or maybe resting on your shins for a hero's pose. But I want you to start stirring the body, right? Again, an exploration. I know this can be sort of awkward at first because if we're not told exactly what to do, we're not sure if we're doing things right. And we're so fixated on doing the right thing that sometimes we forget to pay attention to what we actually like doing, right? Yeah, so like for example, my low back on the right side only feels tight today, so I might pause there. Right? If you've got tension between your shoulder blades, you might reach your arms along and stretch that space. You're gonna be here for about 5. Again, it's just an exploration. You can't mess it up. For 4, for 3, seizing this opportunity in the way that you want to. For 3, I might have said 3 already. I don't know. 2, whatever. 1, let's meet in a cross-legged seat. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, release your left hand down by your side. We'll inhale, reach that right arm up and over, side body stretch. And as you exhale, maybe bend the left elbow a little bit more. Both hands high to the sky, breathe it in, reach for it. Exhale is right hand down, and we inhale, take that left arm up and over. Nice, full breath in. And a nice long breath out. Inhale, both arms reach high to the sky. Exhale, elbows wide, baby back bend. Plant your hands behind you, just slightly behind you. Fingers face out, your feet in front of you. Zip up through the low belly. Try to engage your glutes first. Squeeze them in, and then lift the hips, drive the knees forward, right? Now with the hips lifted, we re-engage the glutes, right? Almost like you're adding tension to that back body so that the front body can elongate, right? And then I like to rock side to side here. You might enjoy dropping your head back. Breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the nose. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, release your seat to the mat. Sweep your legs out behind you and find your way to all fours, tabletop position. Hands might be a little bit in front of the shoulders here. Again, a wagging of the tail or a rolling of the shoulders. I don't want you to worry too much about things being stacked in certain places. I want you instead to focus on what feels good, right? So if your wrists are experiencing some pain, I'd encourage you to walk your hands a little further forward, to take a wider stance, to press more firmly through the palms, to lift out of the wrists. And then breathe in to dip your belly and lift your chin, cow pose. Breathe out, round your spine, chin to chest, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose, dip belly and open the heart. Exhale, cat pose, drop tail, round spine, chin pulls. Breathe in, cow pose, lift tail, drop belly, expand across the chest. Breathe out, cat pose, tail drops, spine rounds, chin pulls in, and then inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Listen up, breathe in, cow pose, pause here, hold and exhale. You might let your eyelids get heavy or even close and explore what comes up here. Can we wrap the outer shoulders further around the outer armpits, spiraling inner elbows forward? Can we keep that core nice and tight and continue to reach the chest forward? Take one more big breath in. Cat pose, same thing, an examination, an opportunity to notice what's working, to notice what you might actually need instead. So here we puff up through that upper back. We draw the chin inward. We lift through the low belly. We allow a big breath in right here and a big breath out one more time. Cow pose, inhale. And then downward facing dog, exhale. And let the down dog be a continuation of this same mentality. Right? Down dog has driven me crazy basically the entire time I've taught yoga. Because people always talk about it like it's a home-based pose. Like it's so easy that they can just pop right into it and take it for granted. I have spent the entire time I've been practicing yoga, 15 years, battling with this shape. Thinking I needed to squeeze it into a certain experience. Some days aren't days for down dog, right? Some days we bend our knees more than others. Some days our hands need a little bit more room away from each other. So honor that today, this moment, right? And by practicing honoring what we need, we practice honoring ourselves and this one life that we get to live. So don't sell yourself short by trying to squeeze into some box that's not made for you. Instead, take the opportunity to expand into yourself. Find your downward facing dog in whatever way serves you here, and then breathe in to lift high on your toes. Don't overcomplicate it. Just walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy. And then as we arrive, let's find our halfway lift and breathe in to expand across the chest. Forward fold is our breath out here. Waving the heels, roll to standing one time, scooping your seat as you reach up into the fingertips, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe in, see if you can lengthen the spine. Breathe out, weight in the heels. Squeeze your glutes to lift the front of your hips up towards your low ribs, right? It's very subtle, but we take the sway out of the low back to support the spine. And then with hands at heart center, we inhale. Hands down by our sides, exhale. Breathe in, mountain pose. Press down through the feet just as strongly as you reach for the sky or the ceiling. And exhale as your forward fold, knees bent, flat spine. Halfway lift is your big breath in right here. And as we breathe out, plant the hands, step back, high plank pose. A full breath in. Maybe knees to the mat, breathe out. Take one inhale here. And downward facing dog, exhale. And maybe last time we pedal out the legs a little bit. And feel out our down dog. See what we're working with today. See if we can feel ourselves safe enough where we're at to seize that opportunity for growth. Breathe in and breathe out. Really nice. Let's inhale, lift high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, and make your way to the top of your mat. Yeah, nice variation. Yeah, let's find a halfway lift as we arrive. Big breath in. And then airplane the arms out behind us as we breathe out. Now, 2 things to think about here. I like a generous bend in my knees in order to keep my spine long and my hamstrings don't scream at me that way, right? So do that if it helps you. And then think about knitting your low ribs in, but continually drawing your shoulder blades up and then towards the back of your mat. And then think about lifting the backs of your hands up a little higher. Take a full breath in. Bend the knees more, breathe out, inhale, mountain pose, arms sweep all the way up, and then elbows wide, strong glutes, baby, back bend. Inhale, hands reach high, listen up, hands release down by your sides. Find that same halfway lift airplane arms, except for we're in mountain pose, airplane arms, right? So I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together as tightly as you can, but keep the low ribs knitting and the glutes nice and strong. And then can you pull your shoulder blades almost like you're trying to lift them off of your body backwards, squeeze them together, draw your pinkies inward, and then press your fingertips down and away. It's a lot, right? Whole upper body is on fire. Take a big breath in through the nose and a big breath out. Now inhale, mountain pose, arms sweep up, and exhale, we swan dive forward, strong glutes, strong core. Halfway lift, maybe those airplane arms, but it feels good in your body. And then exhale, high plank pose. We plant the hands and step it back. Now, high plank is a lot like our tabletop, right? Some days hands need to be further forward, fingers need to spiral further out. What I want you to think about is wrapping your outer shoulders around your outer armpits, lifting the hips a little to scoop the tail, and then we squeeze the glutes in. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Maybe find your knees along the way. And from here, we flip the feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades in, breathe in, low cobra. Exhale, lower it down. Let's try that one again. Breathe in, low cobra. Make sure the glutes again working super hard. Exhale, lower the chest to the mat. Tabletop position or plank is your breath in, and then downward facing dog is your breath out. Let's inhale here to lift high on the toes. And exhale, bend the knees, look at the hands, and step, hop, float, whatever. Travel to the top of your mat. As you arrive, it's a breath in here and a breath out here. Find that halfway lift. I think I forgot to say that. Big inhale. Oopsies. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms sweep to the sky. Let's take that baby back and squeeze your glutes. Press your hips forward, elbows wide. Inhale, hands reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift is a breath in. Listen up. Hands plant. Let's step that left foot back, low lunge. And right away, we're going to drop the left knee, flip to the top of the left foot on Janayasana. So first time, getting into the front of that hip flexor. And I want you to just be aware of what your body needs, right? Maybe a wider stance between your right foot and your left knee. And then we've got room to squeeze the inner thighs, to press through the right heel to light up the right glute, press through the left ankle to light up the left glute. And with that stability, that safety in the low body, we can lift up and out. Take an inhale here, arms extend up, maybe biceps pull back. Exhale, hands come down to frame your right foot top of the mat. Curl your left toes under, pop the left knee off the mat as you breathe in. Listen up, downward facing dog, breathe out. Inhale here. And exhale, and this time in stillness. What can we learn? This time without giving into the fidgeting. What's coming up? And maybe it's not just body. Maybe now our mind has a little bit of room to explore. And is it working? Let's inhale, roll the body forward, high plank. Try to engage the glutes as you arrive, and exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Breathe in, upward facing dog or cobra. Breathe out, downward facing dog. And then inhale, sweep that right heel high for three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, roll the body forward. Pause here. Big breath in, puff up the upper back. Big breath out. Think about scooping your tailbone underneath your seat. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose, low lunge, step through top of your mat. And right away, it's a cow lunge. As you breathe in, dip the hips, lift the heart. Cat lunge, exhale, round that spine, chin to chest. One more time, cow lunge, breathe in. But listen, we're going to pause and hold on the breath out. What can we discover? Inhale, expand across the chest. And exhale, cat lunge round the spine. Again, the right knee might stay bent. We hold here for a breath in. We stick with it for our breath out. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, back knee down, arms sweep forward and up. This time, half splits, hands come down, right leg straightens-ish. A full breath in to broaden across the chest. And a full breath out, feel those low ribs knit towards the center line of your body. One more inhale here. And one more exhale. Standing splits is your breath in. We're gonna roll it forward and pop that left foot off the ground. And we just breathe. We just breathe. We're just here to spend a little quality time, a little QT with that right hamstring, right? Forget about having perfect balance. Hands can stay on the ground. If you feel like getting a little silly and risking losing your balance, you might lift one hand off the ground. But know that perfect balance isn't the goal, that we're not here to judge ourselves based on our ability to stand on one foot. We're here to pursue the present moment in the way that serves us best, right? And that's yoga. That's all that yoga is. Forget about these shapes and seeking whatever variation of them. Let them feel good. And for example, in standing splits, if you feel like lifting that left hip way up, go for it. Who cares, right? Trust your body. Try it out. If it doesn't work, you don't have to do it again. Take a full breath in through the nose here and a full breath out. Let's find one more inhale and exhale as Shiva squat, knee behind knee. Keep your hands on the mat and pause. Breathe in to broaden across the chest. Breathe out, scoop your weight in the right heel. Now, left leg extends back to a hover. Take a big breath in, drive through that left heel. And as you breathe out, step back, low lunge. Hands high, crescent lunge as you inhale, right? And then feel it out. First time here, this can be kind of an extreme pose. I know that we blow by it all the time, but let it feel good, right? Let it be an exploration. Squeeze those inner thighs, sink the hips forward, and maybe bend that back knee. Be kind to your body. Arms reach high only if it feels good as we inhale. And then exhale, lean and fly. Heart reaches forward, hands back. And now you get it, right? We've done this shape in a couple of different places, trying to knit the low ribs. Squeeze the shoulder blades in, and then lift the shoulder blades off the back. Lift the backs of the hands. Take a full inhale here. And a full exhale here. Now 5-pointed star as your breath in, peel it all the way open. And then hands to heart center, breath out. Point your right toes out 45 degrees and bend your right knee for a very elevated skandasana. I want you to focus on working in the back body. So squeeze the glutes and then maybe we lower. Maybe the left toes lift to face the ceiling. Take a breath into where you are. And a breath out here. Now inhale, arms fly wide. Just take the risk for one beat. And exhale, low lunge, top of your mat, hands frame your right foot. It's right hand high for a simple twist. And then exhale, side plank pose, step it back. And whenever you want, whatever variation, we're not even gonna be here for that long, right? Don't waste your time doing something that feels bad in your body. Instead, adjust it, practice noticing, practice fixing it. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Yes, we've got our up dog or our cobra. Maybe a locust would feel good here. Downward facing dog is our destination. And we breathe in to lift high on the toes. Breathe out, bend your knees, look at your hands. And step, hop, or float at feet to the top of the mat. Now, halfway lift is your inhale. And forward fold is your exhale. Mountain pose, root to rise, arms sweep up. Elbows wide, sigh out that breath, let it go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bow it down. Halfway lift is a breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, hands plant, right foot only steps back, drop your right knee. Breathe in for Anjaneyasana, right? And again, we're really just feeling it out in the body. Maybe a little bit of bouncing, maybe an adjustment here or there, but once you find what's working, stick with it, pursue it, investigate it, right? Prioritize it. This moment is all we've got. So make this pose the most important thing you're doing right now. Hands might reach high as you breathe in. And then exhale, hands come down to frame your left foot, top of your mat. Curl your right toes under and breathe in, lift that right knee up. Listen up, exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps back to meet right. Right away, high plank, we inhale, roll the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. We've got an up dog or a cobra, back bend of your choice. Down dog is your breath out. Inhale, left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose, roll it forward. Pause here, breathe in. Can the arm bones grow longer? Breathe out, can you zip through that low belly? Three-legged dog, breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, low lunge, step it through. When we hit that cow lunge on the breath in, dip the hips, lift the chest. Cat lunge, breath out, round to the spine, chin draws in. Cow lunge, we inhale. Pause here, breathe out. What can you learn? Inhale, broaden across the chest, shoulder blades slide down the back, and exhale, cat lunge, roundish through that spine, and a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, right knee down, arms sweep forward and up. And exhale is half splits, hands come down, left leg straightens ish. Deep breath into the back of that left leg. And a full breath out. One more like that. Inhale, where can we expand? Exhale, where do we need to soften? Breathe in, standing splits. Plant the left foot and lift that right foot up. Yeah, and this side's gonna feel a little different. You're good. Again, if you want to break the rules here and hike that right hip open and just let it feel good, go for it. Let go of the rules and start customizing these shapes to serve you. Breathe in through the nose. Where can you expand? Breathe out through the nose. What do you need to let go of? One more inhale here. Exhale is your Shiva squat, knee behind knee. Hands stay on the ground for this first one, yeah? And we hold and we inhale. See if we can lift our chest slightly above our hips. And we stick with it, weight in the left heel, breath out. Inhale, right leg extends out behind you. And then we exhale, step back, low lunge. Breathe in through the nose here. And breathe out. It's high crescent as you inhale. Hands sweep all the way up. Feel it out, right? Again, this side's gonna feel a little different. So we press that left shin forward and we drive our right heel back and maybe a little bend in that right knee. Arms high only if it feels good. Take a full breath in. Lean and fly on your breath out. Pause here, right? Knit the low ribs. Strong in the glutes. We spread the heart open by drawing shoulder blades in. 5-pointed star. Inhale, peel that body open. And exhale, hands to heart center. You're gonna point the left toes out here 45 degrees and start bending that left knee for Skandasana. Right? And we're looking to maintain that engagement in the back body, that posterior chain of the body. So widen your left knee. Maybe right toes lift. If you want, arms fly wide. Take a big breath in. Trust yourself here. You're so good. Yes. Exhale, low lunge, top of your mat. Plant the right hand. Take your side two. You know what you're doing. Left hand high. Okay. Side plank pose. Step it back. Stack it up. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Let it get wobbly, right? Trust taking the risk. It doesn't matter. You've got nothing to lose. See how you can explore this moment. Your greatest expression of yourself here right now, not tomorrow, not last week, not last year. Take a breath in through the nose. Your moment. Breathe out chaturanga or downward facing dog. If you are paying attention, you're growing. If you're paying attention, you're growing even in chaturanga. And not only that, you're getting better at paying attention, which means any moment holds room, dare I say, opportunity for growth, as long as we're noticing it. You're so good. Breathe in. You're so good. Breathe out. Let's lift high on those toes and inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Look at the hands. Step, hop, or float it. Feet forward. Halfway lift is your breath in. Maybe fly the arms. Forward fold. Breath out. Mountain pose. Hands sweep up. Elbows wide. Sigh out the breath. Inhale, arms reach to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to pick up the pace. So halfway lift is your inhale. Hands plant, left foot only, steps back, drop the left knee. Breathe in, Anjaneyasana, listen. Exhale, down dog. Hands plant, right foot meets left. High plank, inhale, roll the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway or all the way. Breathe in for a back bend. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, take that right heel high, and exhale is knee to nose. Roll it forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. And we find that cow lunge, big breath in, body like a wave rolls open. Cat lunge, breath out. One more time, cow lunge, inhale, lift the chest. And cat lunge, we round it back. Anjaneyasana, breathe in, drop the back knee, hands sweep up. Half splits, hands come down, right leg straightens ish, and it's standing splits. We inhale, roll it forward. Exhale, Shiva squat, get low, 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 stay low. Inhale, left leg reaches out behind you. Exhale, low lunge. Crescent lunge is your breath in here. And we breathe out, lean and fly. Inhale, open up to 5-pointed star and listen all the way to Skandasana as you breathe out. Arms fly wide on the inhale. Exhale, low lunge, top of your mat. Let's take that right arm to the sky on the breath in. Side plank pose, breathe out. One inhale like you love it. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. And if I say that like you love it and you're not loving it, choose something different next time. This is your practice, your life. Let's breathe and lift high on the toes. Don't waste your time. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step, hop, or float it. Yeah, halfway lift is a breath in. Forward fold, your breath out, and then mountain pose. We inhale, reach up, up, up. Swan dive forward right away. Build that momentum. Halfway lift is your inhale. Hands plant, right foot steps back. Drop the right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, hands high. Exhale, down dog, hands plant, step it back. Yeah, breathe in, high plank pose. Breathe out, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra or locust. And exhale is a downward facing dog. And then we'll inhale, take the left heel high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, roll it forward. Breathe in, three-legged dog, lift it up and back. Exhale, low lunge, step through top of your mat. And it's that cow lunge as you inhale, lift the chest. Cat lunge, exhale, round to the spine. Breathe in for your cow lunge, dip the hips. And breathe out, cat lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, back knee down, hands sweep high. And half splits is your breath out here. Inhale, standing splits. Lift your right foot off the mat and exhale, Shiva squat, get low. Stay low. Inhale, right leg extends back. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale for crescent, arms sweep up and breathe out to lean and fly. Inhale, five-pointed star, body opens huge and all the way to Skandasana, back of your mat. Arms fly wide on your inhale. Exhale, low lunge, top of your mat. We breathe in to peel the left arm high and we breathe out for that side plank pose. But this time we're gonna pause and we're gonna hang out, right? Because sometimes in life, unexpected things happen and it sucks and we hate it. And it's still an opportunity, no matter how much we hate it. Because this moment, this side plank, you're in charge, right? I mean, honestly, you're choosing to be here. You chose to show up to your mat. You chose how you're talking to yourself, or you choose how you're talking to yourself right now. And if it's not working, down dog is always waiting. If you are in this moment, and if it is bringing you joy, we are holding here for 5. We are choosing to soften our jaw for 4. We are choosing ourselves for 3. Relax that forehead for 2. You're so good. Big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Only what works for you. Nice work. Way to listen to your bodies, everyone. Great job. Breathe in. And breathe out here. What can you notice? Right? This is already like our 20th down dog or something. Like the 10 millionth of your life, probably. So what can you learn? What can you learn? Inhale, let's get that right heel high. Exhale is knee to nose. Pause here, squeeze right heel to right glute. And then maintain that strength, find scorpion dog. Right knee peels up and open. Yeah, exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, low lunge. Drop your left knee, breathe in Anjaneyasana. And this time, airplane arms, half splits. So we straighten it through that right leg. And we use our tools, right? We squeeze the inner thighs. We press through that right heel to lock in the glutes and then shoulder blades draw in. And then we lift the shoulder blades up and away from the back. We light up through the fingertips and we breathe and launch it forward, airplane pose. Weight in the right heel, I'll bend in that right knee. I like to think about widening my right thigh here and then moving it backwards in space. Take a big breath in, lift the left heel a little higher. Breathe out, Shiva, squat, get low, low, low. And then we'll inhale, reach all the way up for our standing knee raise. And then pause. And can we let this be a pose? Can we give our all to this shape here that so often is pursued as a transition? Squeeze everything in, lift everything up, like almost like you can elevate out of your right ankle. Take a full inhale through the nose here. Whoops. Exhale, baby back bend, open the heart. Release your hands behind you, option to interlace the fingers. Take a breath in to lift the chest, drive knuckles down. Breathe out, airplane pose, now maybe with a bind. We breathe in through the nose and we breathe out. One more inhale here. Exhale, step back, crescent lunge, release the arms, sweep them up overhead, big breath in. Exhale, lean and fly. Inhale, open up, warrior 2. So spiral the left heel down, arms reach long. Same tools apply here, right? This might not technically be a back bend. We're knitting the low ribs in, and we're expanding across the heart. Breath in here, and breath out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Side body stretch, open it up. And then exhale is that extended side angle. Keep the bend in the right knee. Wrap the left arm up and overhead as you breathe in. Exhale, Skandasana, back of your mat. Breathe out here, listen. 5 pointed stars our practice. Big breath in. Right back down, Skandasana, breathe out. And then inhale, standing left knee raise, facing the long side of your mat. Ooh, this is different on video. Great. So we find our balance or whatever, right? I want you to bring both hands around your left shin and squeeze it up into your chest. Relax your right toes as much as you can. And then slide your left hand to your left ankle, drag your left heel back, right arm high, dancer pose. So for me, what happens right away is my knee splays really wide, right? And I don't have a lot of engagement on that side. So we zip up the inner thighs. All of a sudden, my glutes are working. My back body is working. Even here, I want you to think about scooping your tailbone, extend your right arm high. That micro bend in the right knee, and then kick into your left hand, dancer pose, right? As if you want to get away from your body. Take a full breath in through the nose, and a full breath out. Inhale, standing knee raise, no big deal. And then we're just gonna bend our right knee, or excuse me, we're gonna take a big breath in here. And then exhale, step all the way back, Skandasana, like you never left. Inhale, 5 pointed star. And exhale is warrior 2. Close your eyes if it feels okay. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. How does it feel? Exhale, triangle pose. Forget about what should be where. With eyes closed, can we feel the low ribs knitted? Can we lean into that left shoulder blade? Inhale, reverse your triangle. And exhale, extended side angle. Wrapping that right arm up, or excuse me, left arm up and overhead. A full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale for crescent lunge, rotate on the back toes, arms sweep forward and up. And exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Take a breath in here to reach into those fingertips. And then exhales, left hand down, right hand high. We breathe in to lift the hips a little higher. And we find our side plank on the breath out. This time we're just holding for the count of 3. So notice the transition for 3. Notice the experience for 2. And 1 is chaturanga, or always the option to skip, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale here and exhale. Breathe in, left heel high, 3-legged dog. Yeah, exhale, knee to nose. Roll it forward and pause, hang out, get interested, scoop your seat, squeeze left heel to left glute, and then maintain that squeeze. Scorpion dog, peel the knee up and then open. Yes, great. Exhale, low lunge, step through, top of your mat. Perfect, drop your right knee and breathe in, Anjaneyasana, hands sweep high. Airplane arms, half splits on your breath out and pause, find it, low ribs in, shoulder blades in. Try to elongate your fingertips, like you can will them to grow right now. And then inhale for your airplane pose. Float your right foot off the mat. Same story with the upper body, yeah? Big breath in and big breath out. Full inhale here. And exhale, Shiva squat. Let's get low. We'll go ahead and find standing knee raise on our breath in here. Right, lifting the right knee up here. But again, we're drawing everything up and out of that left ankle. So everything squeezes in. Flex the right ankle. Oh my gosh. And maybe this side's different. We inhale, see if the arms can straighten, biceps pull back. And then we exhale for our baby back bend. Elbows pull wide, drop your hands behind your back. Find the interlace of the fingers, maybe if it feels good. Knuckles down, heart lifts, big breath in through the nose. Airplane pose is our breath out. And then we lift the hands. We knit those ribs. We take a full breath in to lift that right heel a tiny bit higher. Exhale, step back. Crescent lunge. Release those arms as you breathe in. Exhale, lean and fly. Inhale, warrior 2, spiral right heel down, body opens up. And then don't overthink it, right? Settle in. Right hip sinks towards the left heel. Arms grow long. We inhale through the nose. And we exhale through the nose. And then breathe in to reverse your warrior. Tip it up and back. Exhale is extended side angle. Wrap that right arm up and overhead as you inhale. Exhale, Skandasana. Go ahead and roll all the way into that right knee. One practice round, 5-pointed star. Breathe in. And then exhale, Skandasana. Now drive through your right heel. Standing knee raise facing the long side of your mat. Right knee comes up. And now we press through the left heel, right? Hands high first. And then gather the right knee up into the chest. Squeeze it in tightly as you breathe in. Slide right hand to right ankle. Drag the right heel back. Left arm high. Dancer's pose. And set it up, right? A little bend in that left knee, a zipping of the inner thighs, and knitting of the ribs. And this is a back bend, right? So shoulder blades in, left arm high. We kick into the right hand. Take a full breath in. And we take a full breath out. And how about 2 more like that? Inhale through the nose. You're so good here. Exhale. 1 more breath in. And 1 more breath out. We slowly come back up, standing knee raise. Breathe in here. Skandasana as gracefully as possible on the breath out. And then inhale all the way up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2, left knee bends. Again, this time, maybe close your eyes or gaze away from your body. And then breathe in, reverse your warrior. Notice the experience. Breathe out, triangle pose. Straighten your legs, bump your hips back, left arm down, right arm high. And using just our feeling sense here, can we think about knitting the ribs in? Can we think about spiraling the heart open without worrying about whether it's perfect? Inhale, reverse your triangle, bump your hips forward, left arm stretches up and back. And exhale is that extended side angle, long reach first, and then wrap the right arm up and overhead. Breathe in here, please. And breathe out. Inhale, crescent lunge. Rotate on the back toes. Zip the inner thighs. And exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Breathe in to reach into your fingertips. Breathe out, right hand down. Inhale, left arm high. And side plank pose is your breath out. We're here holding for 3. Prioritizing, choosing ourselves for 2. Do not sell yourself short here. 1 is chaturanga or down dog or whatever you want. Always an option. Yeah, really nice. So strong. Yeah. And then can you find that crease between the eyebrows with a little bit less effort, right? Letting some ease into that space, a little softening. A deep breath in. And a long breath out. Let's inhale, take the right heel to the sky, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, bend the right knee. And breathe in to lift that knee up and open, scorpion dog. Option here to flip your dog, stepping right foot behind left leg. And then once you've made contact, if you're choosing it, squeeze those glutes in, right? Like you mean it, the most important thing in the world. And then we lift through the chest and extend into the right fingertips. We take a really big breath in here. Exhale is right hand to the mat, and we breathe in for 3-legged dog. And then breathe out, half pigeon, right knee to right wrist. Right, so we draw that knee forward. Don't worry about where your right ankle lands. Scoot your left knee back. And then take a minute before you collapse to press your right knee into the mat and to press your left knee into the mat. And with that stability and that integrity, that safety in the low body, we start to crawl ourselves forward if it feels good. And by paying attention to whether it feels good or whether we just do it, that's the growth. That's it. Mindfulness is just paying attention. So what can you find here? What can you find right now? Got nothing to prove. It would be impossible to mess up. Trust yourself. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale. 2 more like that. Big breath in. And a long breath out. Fill up the lungs. What can you learn? And empty them out. What can you release? And then slowly, there's really no rush. Begin to walk the hands in under the shoulders. And we'll find our way to three-legged dog the same way we got it. Might shake out the leg a little bit. Yeah. And then we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Right? If it feels good, you're welcome to roll forward for a vinyasa, your plank, your chaturanga, maybe another back bend if you haven't had enough. Yeah, perfect. And then we eventually meet in our down dog. And side two is a brand new exploration, a totally different experience than the first side. So as you're ready, breathe in, take that left heel to the sky. Yeah, and then scorpion your dog. Peel the left knee open and keep lifting the knee, and only if it feels good, step your left foot behind your right. Zip those glutes, lift the hips, big breath in, reach into the left fingertips. And a big breath out. And one more inhale just here. Exhale, left hand down, breathe in, three-legged dog, left heel high, and it's half pigeon, left knee, left wrist. We drop the right knee down and scoot it back, half pigeon, side two. Remember, take this time at the beginning. Press through the left knee and the right knee. Feel that low body work, right? Feel that support, the strength and the safety. And then we combine it with growth by paying attention as we lower the body down. And we breathe in. And we breathe out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Feel the breath. Notice the body. Where can we expand? Where can we soften? 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly walk those hands in underneath the shoulders. Find your way back up to that three-legged dog. Maybe shake it out. Scorpion, fire hydrant. And then eventually downward dog. And this time maybe with eyes closed if you're choosing it. The optional vinyasa. Feeling your way through your high plank. Feeling your way through your chaturanga. Who cares what it looks like? What does it feel like? Hips lift up and back. Just pay attention. That's it. And pay attention here, right? Pay attention in this dumb home-based downward facing dog so that it's easier to pay attention everywhere else. So that we train our minds to stay interested in what it's like to live and be a good human being. Breathe in. Knees to the mat as you breathe out. Simply sweep your legs out in front of you. We're just going to roll all the way onto our backs here, drawing the knees into the chest as you arrive. Yeah. Just find our way down. And then, again, if it feels comfortable, eyelids can get heavy or even close, and we'll just take a supine twist. Knees fall to one side and arms open up. I kind of like to extend my legs or even stagger them, right? They don't have to be even or equal or symmetrical. This can be asymmetrical and still be a twist. This can be different than you've ever done it and still serve its purpose. What is working and what is not, right? Instead of taking for granted all these shapes and what we think the rules are, we'll start using them as opportunities. Instead of getting caught in nostalgia of past experiences, even in yoga. What can we milk out of this one right here in front of us? Can we let the tongue soften away from the roof of the mouth? Yeah, that's not so hard. Go ahead and roll the knees up through center if you feel ready and take side two. But, sometimes side one is perfect. So you might just stay there. Doesn't have to be even, equal, doesn't have to measure up to anything. There's nothing that needs to be accomplished. The work and the growth are happening as long as you're paying attention. Let's take a really deep breath in here. And a long breath out. But and roll those knees back up to center. Draw them into the chest. And then extend your heels to the ceiling, legs up the wall. Just 3 rounds of breath. Hands can support the thighs if it helps. Inhale. And exhale. 2 rounds of breath. Fill up. Let it feel so good. And just as good as you exhale through the nose, emptying. Breathe in here. And breathe out. And then bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet to the ground. Let your arms release by your sides. And you are welcome to stay like this. If you prefer a more traditional ending pose, go ahead and extend your legs long for Shavasana corpse pose. The invitation today is to take up as much space as you can. So it might look a little bit more like a starfish or your 5-pointed star, but laying on your back. You're also welcome to find any other shape that you want to do right now. Don't wait for me to give you permission. Right? Trust yourself. Relax where you can. I will bring you back up in a couple minutes. There is nothing you need to accomplish right now. Nowhere to get to. No one else to be. So allow yourself to relax just a little bit deeper here. To trust yourself even in stillness. I'd like to close today with a poem from Morgan Harper Nichols. She says, "You have never shamed the waves for not arriving on the ocean's shore any sooner than they were meant to. And you have never looked above you to guilt the cloud for taking her time as she crosses the noonday sky. You simply accept that she must travel at the pace she needs to. Oh, what a difference it would make if you gave yourself the same grace." Even here, especially here, in stillness, can you breathe in and really choose that breath? Breathe out, trusting that it is enough. And slowly, if you want to, only if you want to, start to wake your body up. If you prefer to stay and rest on your back, then you are, of course, welcome to do that. But as you feel called, we'll work our way up to a seated position. But let your seat be a choice too, right? Just because we are finished with yoga doesn't mean that the practice ends. Even this moment is inviting us to pay attention, offering us opportunity after opportunity for growth. So let's breathe in here and seize that opportunity, as annoying as it is to commit to being where we are. And then soften those shoulders down. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today, whatever time you are viewing this at. It is always such a treat to share this practice of yoga with each and every one of you. I'd like to take a moment of gratitude as well for the people and the culture who created this practice of yoga that we all benefit from. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow humbly to each of you. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for coming today. Feel free to unmute if you want to say anything. Thanks, Abby.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jenny. Bye, Jenny's.
Bye, sis. Good to see you all.
See you, G. Bye, Emily. Oh, my gosh.
So fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Brandy. Oh, my God. Such a treat.
I know. So good. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here, dude.
Love
Yay.
you.
Love you. Bye. All right. See you later in meeting.